Hi, welcome to In the Workshop. Today we're going to look at this Ferex cordless chainsaw, and later on we'll give it a bit of a test as well. So join me in a second. What we've got here is a Ferex cordless chainsaw. It's 40 volt and the model number is FS AKS 4030. So let's get it out of here for a start, see what we've got. So I've got a bottle of chain oil, got the instructions, the chain, there's the body of it, of the chainsaw, cover, and the bar. That's all there is to it. So let's get rid of this. So the first thing we've got to do is put this together. So we've got the bar and the chain to put on. So it's an Oregon bar, so a decent make bar, and an Oregon chain as well. Right, so if you can hear a little bit of crackling in the background, it's the fire because it's a little bit nippy this morning. So I thought I'd light the fire. So first thing we want to do is undo this to be able to fit the bar. Now with this cordless chainsaw from Ferex, you do not get a battery or charger with it, so I had to buy them separate. I'll show you them in a bit, but yeah, you don't get any with it. So if you've already got any Ferex equipment that use the active energy batteries, and they're the 40 volt ones, the ones that are 20/40 volt, then you'll be able to use them in this, because this is a 40 volt, because this is 40 volt, so you need the ones that are thicker, that have got 40 volts on them, and then you'll be able to use them if they're active energy 40 volt. Yeah. So we've undone this just anti-clockwise, and the bar just simply fits on there. Simple as that. Turning that either tightens the chain on the bar or undoes it, or you can keep undoing it anti-clockwise and completely take it off. But what happens is it's got these parts there that locate on there to move this in and out a bit there, like that. So there's arrows on there, and there's a little marking on there to show, because the chain goes around that way. So just locate it all in there, make sure it's properly in the sprocket at the end there, and at this sprocket at that end of the bar. And then we can put this back on. So just turn it clockwise. Okay, on here we want to end up, you need to be able to move this chain about 3 millimeters in the middle there. Just keep doing it until it moves about 3 millimeters. But like I say, you might be better off with gloves on there, because you just got to be careful of the sharp teeth. So we'll try that. Right, and when you're doing that, putting this chain up, make sure you haven't got the battery in. So don't So don't connect the battery until you've got it all sorted. The oil, you've got to make sure before every use that you've got oil in it, because if you don't, it'll wear out your chain and it could make it snap as well. On here, it does have this piece here which is supposed to help, this piece here and this piece, supposed to help if the chain ever did snap, it doesn't fly off and hit you. That's just a little bit of protection there. The grip does feel a bit rubberized. On here you've got the safety brake, so if you have it like that pulled in, it will work. You're able to use the chainsaw, and then that's a brake, you just knock it off to put the brake on. So when you're not using it, it's a good idea to have the brake on, and then when you're ready, pull it in, ready to use it. You've got a light on here that just shows it's ready and when it's working, or it turns red if it's overloaded. So all there is left to do now is put the oil in and connect the battery. So there's not a lot to them, but if you haven't used a chainsaw before, be warned, they are well dodgy. You end up with kickback and all sorts that will scare the hell out of you. But these are supposed to be, I think it's how the chain is on here, it's supposed to be anti-kickback, well, reduced kickback, is that what it says? Low kickback, because they can't stop kickback completely, and if you sharpen these as well, that will change the kickback. You'll end up getting more kickback than you did have. So you just got to be aware of that. When you're cutting through, sometimes it'll catch and you got to be ready to hold on to it. So just be aware of that if you haven't used a chainsaw before. So when I bought this, all you do is you only get this. You don't get any batteries or charger. So you have to buy the batteries. I had a bit of a job trying to find these. I managed to find one in the end on Aldi Special Buys on the internet, but that was only because I see a strimmer coming up. I think it was a strimmer, and they were selling batteries to go with the strimmer, so I managed to get it from finding it that way. So you need a battery. This other one I got off eBay. I ordered this first before I found this one, but on eBay they hike the prices up on them. So you need one of these. So the 20/40 volt battery, 5 amp hour stroke 2.5 amp hour, and it says here lot works with 20 volt tools and 40 volt tools. I've charged both these up. They take an hour and a half to charge, and on here there is a button on the back of the battery where you can press and see how many bars are on it. So 3 bars obviously is fully charged, and then it and if it goes down to 1, it needs charging again. So I had to buy these from Aldi, from the Special Buys, are £30. That's how much one of these are. When I bought this saw out the store, out of the Aldi store, it was £50. And then I had to buy a charger. They were in store and I bought this for £15. So it adds up a bit, but it's still a decent price compared to other cheap ones that are on the internet. So that's £50 for that, 15 for that, and 30 for your battery. So the charger, like all the others, just connect it on, plug it in, the light will come on, plug that in, and the light will start flashing. It'll be flashing green if it's charging, and then it'll just be solid green if it when it's fully charged. And it's also got a light here, look, red for failure, and another one for high and low temperature. The only ones of the active energy that work, it has to be the 40. It's got to have the 40 volts on. So let's put oil in it. The thing with the oil as well, I think this is the same as a lot of chainsaws, where they just sort of weep the oil through to lubricate the chain. So once you put it in, it'll just keep weeping out until it's emptied the tank. Or you can take the top off and empty it out to save it. This oil that they've given us is organic chain oil. Right, on the side here there is a window, and it's got when the oil's at minimum, so I wouldn't run it at all if it's on minimum. So if it's like a lot of other chainsaws, it gets through the chain oil like merry hell. So you're better off having some in. You're better off getting some in ready. So we put the oil in there for oiling the chain. And now that's about ready. So all we've got to do is connect the battery until it clicks. Just slides in there. It's still feel quite weighty for the size of it. Right, if we try and press the trigger there, nothing happens, and that's because the brake's on. So we pull that in, we've got the working light on there now, so that means it's ready for using. Quite noisy. Right, we'll give it a test then, and see how she cuts. Right, got a bit of safety gear on, so now we're going to we'll test this on some softwood. Got some pine there for a start, and then we'll try some hardwood, and we'll try some thicker pine as well. So let's see how we get on with this. So it seems to be cutting okay. You do see the light, so there's the light now on amber for ready, and then when I'm using it, it turns green. but you do see it flash now and again red for like overload, because I am cutting through like bits where limbs come off it as well, so I don't know if it is some of that, but it only just flicks on and then goes off again. So let's carry on. So it's cutting this a treat, but like I say, this is only softwood at the minute. Right, let's try this bit of ash. All this wood's a little bit damp because it was raining last night. Let's see what it's like. That's doing okay at the minute. It's okay. So I got all but 3 of these cuts with 1 battery. So I recommend having 2 batteries. But some of these are like the full bar width. So really they're too much for this, I think. They're okay for cutting them now and again. But yeah, it's not bad. So there you go, that's what we got cut with this out there. That's not bad. I've noticed this is the battery that went flat and it's still warm. The charger won't charge it yet, like it's going to red, and that is high or low temperature. So it looks like you've got to wait till these have cooled down to be able to charge it. So if you're using a battery like I was and it goes flat and then you put your other on, you can't put this on charge straight away because it's too warm, which is a bit of a pain because there's just one light on there, look. So I've got to wait for that to cool before I can charge it. So that might cause problems if you were planning on using this a lot constantly. But it's ideal for cutting stuff now and again. Like what I'll be doing with it is cutting things ready for using on the fire, either in here or in the house on the wood burners. So I'll be cutting stuff up and chopping it up and burning it as I go along. But apart from that, it's alright. It's not bad at all. So yeah, that's my other battery. So I did, like I said, I've done 3 cuts out of that wood with this one, and that's still got 3 lights on it. So that was a mix of, there was pine there and some ash. I cut another ash log with this. But I think it'll come in handy. Because I'm cutting wood a lot, chopping all sorts up to burn on the wood burner, I thought that'd be great to use on there. How much oil we've used, let's have a look. Oh, that's not bad, look, that's just used, what's it used? A quarter of that I put in then. So a quarter of that oil, so it is worth tipping that back out into there instead of wasting it. Because like with my petrol mower, like with my petrol chainsaw, I just leave it there where it is in one of the sheds and just leaks away, and then I fill it up again. But I'll empty this one. That battery didn't last as long as I thought it would have done, but saying that, if I want cutting, I was cutting like diameters that were the whole of the bar, so like 12 or 13 inch diameter logs. So if I was cutting like smaller logs, it'd be okay. It'd be ideal for like chopping branches, like thick branches off trees and stuff, to you know, keep trimming them down. But like I say, you got to be really careful. This is one of the tools that, like, I've been woodworking for over 20 years, and this is one of the most dangerous tools I've come across. So you just got to be careful with them. But on the whole, you know, I think they're good. I'll only be able to really truly tell over the long term, because I've got to see how it lasts. But there is a 3-year guarantee, I think. Let's have a look. Is it on here? Yeah, 3-year guarantee. So that's good. But, you know, it's whatever you need it for, really, to whether it's useful. But I'm going to find it useful anyway. But definitely need 2 batteries. So you've got to try and get hold of 2 batteries. So anyway, I hope this is of some use to you, this quick review. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. It'd be great to have you follow along. I do reviews, projects and all sorts in the workshop. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.